Snow, I long to clear a path and lift a spade of snow. Oh,
you're a fox as a guy. I mean, if a straight guy would like look at you and be like, "Wow, you know, you like think you look better as a guy than a girl." Yeah, I mean, do you find him attractive? Is he eerily attractive?
I find it hard to admit to myself.
I like that. That takes courage, man.
Like any good heterosexual man.
Yes.
I'm not going to admit it to myself.
You see me in drag, though. How do you feel about ginger snap and drag?
She's got those curvy hips.
Well, there's a lot of foam up in there, but yeah, I do have some curvy hips.
As a matter of fact, if you want some curvy hips, get ginger snap hips. Yeah. Only $19.99.
Oh no, $69.99. We've raised the prices. They're in high demand.
Yeah, and for you, it's art. Like for my world, of course, which is the trans world. I came through a different path. It's the difference between bats and birds. We look the same, but one's a mammal and one's a reptile. They're completely different. That's different. That's like a drag queen and a trans woman.
Are you the mammal or the reptile?
Which one?
I'm the reptile.
Oh, good. I'm the mammal. I'm the mammal.
For me, it's not art. It's absolute, complete perversion, kink, and just completely disturbed stuff going on in my head. Unresolved issues.
For me, it's the complete opposite.
Really?
There's nothing sexual about my drag. There's nothing perversion of wanting to dress up. For me, it's
awesome.
Yeah.
It's I like to perform. I like to present. I like to dress up. I love makeup.
Yeah.
But for me, it's just show, and entertainment.
You don't do clown sex.
I don't do clown sex. I have never had sex when I'm in drag, and I have no desire to. But I have nothing wrong with it. But that's just not my tea.
No, that gets me so disappointed when I see a hot drag queen. I'm like, oh my god, you and I are going home together. I'm like, we have to sex with men. I'm like, no.
No one wants to have sex with a real person.
This guy.
Yes, sir.
Really.
And this is why I'm single and not getting laid. No one wants to have sex with a real person.
No one has sex with a character. Something fake.
It's like, wow. So tell me, Ginger Snap, you are a fabulous makeup artist. Where did you learn how to look so sexy?
Oh, well, honestly, I learned from, that doesn't work. I grew up in a drag community with queens that took me on as their drag daughter. And I had a couple drag mothers who taught me makeup. Before I even came out as a drag queen or out as queer, I had those Kevin O'Quan books, and I was looking at how he made over women to look like different women.
Yeah.
And there was that one picture where she made that man over to look like a woman. That was my first inspiration for transformation makeup.
If somebody wants to get into drag, how do they get into it?
Pay for it.
Pay for it. From my drag dot in the audience. No, the way I just started going to a drag show as a young fag before I even knew what drag was, and I saw a drag show, fell in love with it, started dressing in drag. Next thing I knew, 2 weeks later, they're like, hey, come with us on Saturday afternoon. Let's go to brunch. I'm going to show you where we buy all of our stuff.
Yeah.
And we did a whole brunch, then shopping. Right then and there, I had an immediately drag family. And one of them was like, you need help. You have a lot of potential. I'm going to be your mother whether you like it or not. I'm your mom. Who was my daughter? Miss Gina Ladavina. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And she taught me how to be a showgirl, how to pad my body, how to do contour, how to rat hair. I spent like 4 or 5 days a week at her house for the next 4 years, paying my dues and learning how to create the ginger snap that you see today.
Yeah.
So Gina Ladavina. Wow. I have a lot to say about her. She taught me how to be who I am today.
My God, you are a top shelf queen,
Well, coming from Gina, you have to be. And now, queens now can go on YouTube and look up drag transformation, and it's all over the place. When I started... years ago, there was no YouTube. There was, you couldn't go to that and look for it. So,
how much money have you made over the years?
You mean doing drag or doing?
If I compare the money that I've made when I get paid to perform compared to what I have spent, what I've put into drag, negative a lot.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I have not kept track. If I kept track, I would. Because it's my art and I love it, and I always put as much money as I need to into it. A lot of drag shows are at local gay bars on a Wednesday night, and you can't charge a lot, and the bars don't have a lot of money to pay you, so you work for $20-$30 and your tips. After 17 years, I said it, 17 years of drag.
17 years? Wow.
Well, I started when I was just a wee little tyke. Don't look behind the ears,
Yeah.
please. There's still a couple of
Wait a minute, I'm
shows.
filling this off.
There's still a couple of shows where I perform twice and I get paid $35 plus tips, and I do it because I love it, and it's at a bar that I support, and I love the host, and I still would do it. And there's other shows where they contact you on the internet, and it's a internet company, and they have money, and they're like, we want to hire you to do an impersonation of blah blah blah. And
you get jobs that way, yeah.
I finally started to.
Yeah.
But those you can ask for money. That's what pays, but not everyone gets to do that. I've gotten lucky because I've done it a long time that I worked the right people and I got to do that. I was a bartender for a long time through Deco Lounge and Mark's Bar. I quit bartending and I went to a butch daytime job, I guess, I would say. I'm a fabricator and installer for a high-end sign company.
Let me see your nails.
They actually look pretty good. I work in a machine shop. I cut aluminum and acrylic huge squares down into little tiny squares, and I make gorgeous little signs. The nice thing about working for a company like I do in San Francisco is they hired someone to work in a machine shop, and they didn't care if I was gay, straight, or whatever. Yeah. They hired me because I had experience, and they knew I was gay. At first, all the straight boys kind of looked at me like this. Okay, that's the drag queen faggot that just got hired to do the butch job that we all do, cutting shit and carrying shit. Can he do it?
Good for you.
But I saw it all in their faces the first couple of weeks.
No one would be bigoted towards homosexuals in San Francisco, would they?
No,
you know, since
weren't.
Nobody?
I've become bigoted towards white heterosexual males.
Yeah, exactly.
It took me a good month to adjust.
Yeah.
But again, the people in the company, all the straight guys, it only took them 2 weeks, and then they realized, oh, this guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then they completely relax their ass. So they're like, oh, so we can be friends. You're not going to be that gay guy that's looking at us and doing this. I'm like, no, I'm professional.
Do you miss being a bartender? Do you miss like hanging out and like talking to all the people?
I really love making a drink. A big part of bartending for me is just making a good drink because I'm a drinker.
You like drinking a good drink?
I do miss the camaraderie. I don't miss the bullshit and the assholes and working until 4 a.m.
What did you want to be when you were younger? Like advice to yourself to do your crazy, fun, kinky, fun stuff. What would that be?
I said, don't be such a prude and fucking touch that and do that. When that guy said do it and when that girl said touch it, I would have done it. I wouldn't have been such a prude.
Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, you would have had a little more action in high school?
I would have had a lot more action by now if I had done what I had told myself when I was in junior high.
Right. So the advice to young children would be...
Actually, if it's safe and fun, do it. Touch it. Lick it. Play with it.
Have a good time all the time.
All the time. Have fun safely.
We want to thank Ginger Snap here once again. Fabulosity Ginger Snap. Thank you so much for coming.
I had so much fun. Thank you.
All right.